Yeah, well, I did have this insight from trying to run index funds and succeeding in coming up with competitive investment results while knowing utterly and absolutely nothing about the companies I was investing in except their CUSIP.
Right.
Okay. So this sat in the back of my head for almost 10 years as I can't really understand what's going on here. There's got to be some leakage in the process that nobody has identified. So with this new technology and the new databases and some idle time on our hands, we were able to look at this issue. And as I said, two of our friends gave us some databases out of these new order management systems, and nobody's ever looked at this kind of data. And we processed through a little simple routine, and all of a sudden we could see that there were things happening that nobody was paying attention to.
Like what?
Like the trader was completely focused on not impacting the market with his trading, or not letting the broker take advantage of him. Okay? So holding his cards close to his chest here and not really letting anybody know what he's doing and being cagey about it. Well, meanwhile, time goes on. Portfolio manager has some information. He's trying to buy something in the portfolio that he thinks he's going up. He's probably not the only person who had that idea on that very day in response to whatever stimuli caused him to cause this to be a trade today when it wasn't yesterday. Okay? So even if you're not trading, there may be other people thinking of the same idea, trying to act on it, and pushing the price ahead of them here. Okay? The only thing that moves stock prices is an imbalance between supply and demand. Okay? So if a lot of people want to buy and not so many people want to sell, the only way to go to balance that is the price has to go up, where some of those sellers say, well, that's an interesting price now, and maybe I will sell it at that price. But if you're focused and thinking on, I'm worried about the brokers going to cheat us, I worry that people are going to find out about our trading, and therefore I have to be really, really cagey here, and most of all, I'm going to measure myself on the impact of my trading here. Okay? You're not going to even think about it. It's not going to enter your conscience, all of these other costs, which is it may be costing you when you're not trading. Well, trying to get a seasoned, professional, really savvy trader who's traded for 25 years and focused completely on the impact into thinking about the costs of not trading, which sounds like you go to a monastery somewhere in Japan and you think about this for 20 years and then maybe you come up with a solution. But as a business proposition, it was powerful to sell to the portfolio managers who were frustrated by the process because they didn't think, they just couldn't get their ideas into the portfolio. But the traders' posture was arms folded, legs crossed, pushed back from the table, okay, and a scowl on his or her face saying, yeah, who's this guy, and what's he bringing in here? And we found it took like a year before before the light bulb went on. Like, oh, that's it? I mean, it's that simple? Is that all you were talking about? You might be facing a similar kind of situation here where you talk about the details and so on, and people are nodding, right? And looking like they're understanding, but they're really not getting it. They're not making the connection that there's something they can do with it that is going to change their behavior. And I'm not sure this experience applies, but we found people getting it without knowing they were getting it. You know.
And how did you make that determination?
Well, we were measuring the results of their behavior, and we could see the pace of trading speed up. We could see the balance between impact and delay costs being changed, where impact was everything in their mind, but in fact, the bear hiding in the woods was the delay costs. And all of a sudden, the impact costs were going up, while the delay costs were going down much more.
Okay.
Okay. Instead of a minimization process on keeping the impact down, it was one of optimization, of balancing off the two kinds of costs, both of which affected the portfolio in exactly the same way. They took away assets in the friction of changing the portfolio.